think it's worthwhile giving some tips that potentially people might not think of.
My first one would be...
Boom. Right then, chaps. Welcome back to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast. Is it episode 34?
Jesus, they
35 maybe?
flying. It feels like it was like 25 last week.
Absolutely flying by. And by the way, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, because in about 4 weeks, the Havar pod will be
Shit.
en route, which I'm actually really looking forward to filming a pod out there. So,
4 weeks' time, we will be there. We just need to decide when we're going to do it.
yeah. So we go on the Tuesday, is it?
Yeah, so we go hotel Monday night, fly Tuesday morning. I feel like we at least need a couple of days.
Yeah.
It'd be quite funny to do one at the start and at the end.
Yeah. Preview and review.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll get that done. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already, so you can see that cool pod.
Yeah.
I actually thought today, when I was running up the stairs, we could touch on how we've kind of prepped for holiday as a little bit of a pod topic for today, and then we can get in some questions and a little unboxing coming soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we started X amount of months ago with the idea of trying to get lean for a holiday, but also timely because we were both a bit too fat. So we both kicked it off at the same time. Do you remember?
Yes, it was a similar time, wasn't it?
I think it was about 7-8 weeks ago.
So I don't think it was that long.
6 maybe?
I reckon it was about 5-6 weeks ago.
I'll be able to pull up my one fit time.
So I got back from holiday on the 28th of May. I've been... Oh, no, you might be right. It might be about 6-7 weeks.
We're into... This is week 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for the people that maybe are going on holiday in 6 weeks' time, back end of August,
Yeah.
we can set this out for you. So, if you want to get lean for your holiday, listen up.
Listen the hell up, dudes. I do think, though, we should probably preface that, like, I know you said we were a little bit fat, but we weren't really, were we?
In the scheme of things, no.
Yeah, you're not just gonna diet in 7 weeks and end up looking like me and HL, because we're animals.
I don't know about me.
Yeah, you're cooked.
So I was about 103. 102.5, 103. Sorry, someone's at the door. We'll resume.
Right, HL is back. As he was saying, he was.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was 103, and I've pulled down to currently around about 96, maybe just below. So that's pretty cooking, just to preface that this shit works.
Yes.
And what have you done?
I was very close to 72. And this morning I was 65.1, so 65.
That's cooking.
Yeah, it's come
7
off.
kilos off you.
It's come off very quick the past 2 weeks. And I've actually stopped dieting. I've actively stopped trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
I think we'll go through it. We'll go through all this.
Yeah, so we both pulled off 7 to 8 kilos.
Which is good. And we were both away on holiday. You were
for a week.
I was away for 2 weeks.
Yeah, which have basically maintained across.
Yeah, So
really 5 to 6 total weeks of dieting and 7 or 8 kilos dropped, which is
nice.
fair going. So, I mean, everyone knows by now the classics, right?
Yeah.
Get into a calorie deficit and do some cardio and all that. But do you think it's worthwhile giving some tips that potentially people might not think of?
So I think my first one would be, don't be scared to send it a bit.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably on the scale where you don't actually have to send it that much. But me, on the other hand, like, I do actually have to send it pretty hard. And a lot of people, like, I remember, like, even when I said it to you, like, fucking hell, that's low. But again, like, when you actually talk about it, I'm not peeled to the point where I can't still progress my training and I'm going to feel like shit. Like, there was some days where I might have felt a bit tired, but training was still fine. I still felt fine throughout the day. So if you are at a point where, I don't know, you just want to get it done very quickly, don't actually be scared to just go for it. If you don't need to, don't.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really need, you haven't had to really...
No. The rate of loss has still been pretty aggressive,
Yeah.
but the actual like food intake has been fine.
You've not had to push things hard.
Yeah. I think to expand on that, there's a big difference between doing that and just the quote-unquote crash diet.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
most people's crash diets will look like not eating anything and having a bag of crisps in the evening
Yeah,
and calling it a day.
you've still got to like have minimal food, but have structure to the food that you are having.
Yeah, defo.
So don't get that mistaken. Don't just like crash and then binge, crash and then binge.
I think it's a bit different from a female perspective because it's harder to maintain good hormonal balance and also recover good hormonal balance. But it's still a consideration for blokes, but definitely a bit harder for the women. So if you are a female, like, probably
don't push yourself to the point where you're
ridiculously.
messing up your hormones. 'Cause it's not needed.
But I'd also say, from a social media perspective, there's so many people that say you should not do X, and it might be you should not eat less than X.
Yeah, it's always to do with dieting as well.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'd probably just ignore it and go off how you actually feel.
Yeah, and what you need to do.
Yeah, as opposed to some just arbitrary advice.
Yeah. I was eating 1,000 calories on a rest day. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still fine.
You actually had no bad impact, really.
I was completely fine.
And I think, sure, it was a short time frame, but that's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point of the topic, isn't it, really?
The only thing I'd say on that is, if you are pushing hard, you probably need a bit of experience in tracking your protein and hitting all the big rocks, or else it might be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, you still need to manage all the other variables.
Yeah. And if you want someone to do that for you, link is below, man. Second point that I think maybe people don't touch on very much is having an actual start date, end date, and timeline post finishing the diet.
Yeah.
To make sure you don't suddenly just get really fat, and also so you don't, what I've done in the past, drag it out for way too long.
Yeah. You were such a classic for that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm dieting, this is the timeline. But to be fair to you, you always had things that just came up.
Yeah. I mean, I'd run it purposefully slower, or I knew it was going to be slower because of holidays and socials and stuff like that. But at the same time, I could have definitely still done it better.
Yeah, on the days where you could have probably been more aggressive if you want, but you didn't have to.
No.
So it's whether you want to or not.
I think for me, because dieting's not that hard, it was just like, well, I'll just do it for a bit longer.
Yeah.
No stress.
Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
But the result would have been better if I'd have just cracked on.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a timeline. I mean, structuring that is start date of your diet, and then the end date of the diet, and then also have a period after that's your kind of management zone, so that you don't just suddenly start scranning everything, because you will be hungry. And then have another goal in mind afterwards, so that you feel like you've still got purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably been there before, post-prep, where you're like...
Yeah, you sort of feel a little bit lost.
What do I do now?
Yeah. I think it's easier, in terms of like a holiday diet, it's easier.
Yeah.
But when it's like a prep, I'd say it's quite hard then.
Yeah.
To sort of have... Obviously, you still got goals, but to stay like super dialed in. If you've been dieting for like 4 or 5 months...
Yeah.
It's hard to not just go on a binge fest. But...
Yeah. Agreed. You got a third tip? So we've got timeline. We've got feel like you can send it if you got everything managed well.
Potentially, what you said about just touching on after you actually finish being in a deficit. Like I did a reel on this the other day. Instagram, Leo Woods, somewhere down here, up here, somewhere.
Down. It's not up.
Down. The hardest point of a diet usually is like that reversal out of the diet.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that you get that mindset shift where you're like, oh, I'm not dieting anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But that like few weeks that you have after you finish dieting almost like make or breaks the progress that you've made from that dieting phase. Yeah. So you still need to have some sort of strategy in place.
I mean, you even said yourself earlier, didn't you? I'm so much more hungry now, even though you got more food.
Yeah, I've got like 800 calories more.
Yeah.
And I am more hungry now than what I was at the end of the diet. So you just need to... The main thing is, right, there's obviously so much you can do, but the main thing is just be disciplined.
Yeah.
I think what helps me is that obviously we wanted to finish the diet before we went away. So I've still got the goal that I'm going away in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's helping me to stay.
Yeah, I think that's quite handy, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, to finish it a few weeks before definitely helps, because, again, after you've done like a really aggressive diet, you're never going to look your greatest when you finish.
Yeah.
Like, your best look is probably going to be 3 or 4 weeks after, when you've got more food, you're a little bit fuller, training's improving again. So,
yeah,
that'd be my third tip, just sort of expanded on number 2.
Anything else? It's
Something
not just a classic.
Just a classic.
By the way, the classics are like be in a deficit, probably do some cardio to help with that deficit,
move more,
etc. Eat less and move more. Everyone knows that. I'd probably say, I mean, we've talked about this quite a lot before, but the thing that's going to help you the most in your diet is actually having a routine.
Yeah.
And having everything written down.
Yeah.
So make sure you know when you're doing your training and when you're doing your cardio and when you're going to be making your meals, etc.
I think that applies for any phase though as well, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you can apply that to your gaining phases.
Yeah. And drink loads of coffee. That helps.
Yeah, for real. It's like your third today.
Yeah, third coffee today.
I'll have to have another one later.
So it's a bit of a cheat code. It just makes you not hungry, so... Yeah.
And a flat Stanley.
Yeah, that helps as well. Anything else? I know some people keep doing this thing on Instagram, don't they? Where it's like, I need some dieting hit tips, not the classic ones. Seriously unhinged, borderline illegal hacks.
Yeah, that was one of the questions we got, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That was one of the questions we got last week. What did we say? We didn't answer it, but we spoke about it. And just take gear.
Yeah.
Simple.
I can't really think of,
yeah.
I think it is just quite simple.
Borderline illegal.
And nothing's really borderline illegal, is it?
No, not unless I don't know. You're not going to go around killing people. Oh, that's not even borderline. That is illegal. You can't just kill someone.
I'd say the only other thing that maybe isn't talked about enough is kind of expanding the vision a little bit. Because there's a lot of people that will come to us that will say they come in at 110 kilos, 105 kilos, whatever it might be, and they pull off 10 pretty
swiftly.
Their
like sort of coaching journey almost seems to end very quickly.
Yeah. Where I think that's because they get there and they're like, oh, I probably can't get much better. And they'll see photos of other people that will be very lean and be like, oh, there's not really much more to reach for me because I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal.
But I think actually most people can. So like after that first 10 kilos, you might go away. You might spend a bit of time back at maintenance, but there's probably quite a lot more progress that you can make. So
100%.
Expand the vision and also have a vision in the first place.
Yeah. Try not to be so like small-minded with your goals, I think.
Yeah.
Like, don't just think, like for us, we're not just thinking like the 7 weeks up till holiday. That's not what it is. It's more, okay, straight away, what do you want to do after that? And just in terms of adherence as well, it's going to help so much.
Yeah. I'd say the only other thing from a training perspective is, I mean, I do this myself. You get into a diet and you get a little bit less bothered about trying to make training progress.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, well, I'm dieting, so...
I'll take a match there. It's easy to get into that mindset of going to your sets and just think, I'm dieting, I'll just look to match.
Yeah. I've tried to improve that in the last week myself. And, I mean, my Monday session this week, I progressed every set.
Yeah.
Today's session, I progressed every set apart from the leg press, which I took a load regression on, but then I got way more reps.
Yeah.
So everything was progressed. So I think it is really, really possible. You just need to actually try.
Yeah, don't just get complacent with matching. And
you've got to be a bit more purposely explosive with it because
Yeah.
you've not quite got that oomph and the stability. So like, it's very easy, at least for me, to almost like convince myself that I'm about to fail.
You're failing even
And
though
then
you're
you're
not. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, that was a slow rep. Yeah, that'll do.
But if you just put some grit into it,
gritty
it will probably move.
There's a lot. I mean, we were joking about this earlier, weren't we? With the you got to get in the right headspace before you set and stuff. Like, okay, it might work for some people, but I think just in your head, be like, right, I'm going to really try it.
Yeah, you don't need to, it was about music, wasn't it? It was real on music. Like, I do agree. I said to you the other week, like, I do find on like the leg press, some good music on.
Yeah.
It does help, but it's not the music. It's just the music obviously brings those thoughts of, I am going to progress.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just try and have that mindset anyway. You should just have that all the time.
And you start picking up little things that, I mean, it's a bit weird, but like I said today on your YouTube, after my leg press set, I was like, I had to really tap into the secret mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever I said, the archive. And you know, different people have different things that sort of motivate them, but for me, it's like, there's quite a variety, really.
Yeah.
But it might be like, oh, you're actually thinking about that holiday, and you're like, oh, I really want to have big legs on
I
said
definitely
holiday.
think about that.
Yeah.
Especially with stuff like you boring stuff like a bicep curl. It's so easy at the end of your session just to flap it.
Yeah.
I literally think, right, do I want to walk into that beach club and not have wham arms? No. Right, I'm going to put something into this
It
set
sounds
then.
so silly, doesn't it? But it genuinely
sounds cringe,
works.
but it does really, really work, yeah.
Or I'll think about sort of like, I don't want to say set an example because that's a bit weird, but thinking about coaching and like,
Yeah, you need to lead from the front, don't
this
you?
This rep is gonna help me.
Yeah.
It's not, but
Yeah, but stack them up and it will.
Yeah.
It will have some sort of benefit.
yeah. So that's some unhinged, borderline illegal tips for you to.
Yeah, so borderline illegal. Putting on some music before you set.
Yeah, some of the rest us. Yeah. So got a few other bits to get into today.
Do you want to just go over your plans for the rest of your diet?
I can do, yeah.
Yeah, might as well just go through that quickly, haven't we?
So we've got 4 weeks until we go away.
We will be there in 4 weeks, guys. How fucking exciting.
That being said, I'm going away to France just before, which is in a week. So I am dieting through till when I go to France.
Are you going to go till then?
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good idea, isn't it, really?
France isn't going to be that loose, so it's pretty easy to manage stuff, and there's like shops and all that.
Yeah.
So basically just going to run Scran as normal there. I'll be going out for meals and stuff and Scranning pastries, but
It's manageable, isn't it?
general structure will be the same.
manageable.
So I'll have a week there, then 2 weeks pre-holiday. It will be first week kind of refinding where my maintenance is, because to be honest, I've got no idea where it's going to be. So I'll probably push back up to like mid 2000s. Then the week before, depending on what happens to my body weight, might scran a little bit more. Maybe push it up to 2.7, which at my peak body weight, it was about 2.93 was like maintenance. So I think about 2.7
will be about spot on.
around about there. So I'm basically going to reverse out until then, and I should be in a decent.
It is
decent
strange,
spot.
isn't it? Because you know how like when people are prepping or whatever, they're like, you'll find a look that you like within peak week, and you'll know the body weight of what that look is. There is a similar sort of aspect when going into a holiday. Like I know for me, now I'm down to 65. I know if I can go away at around high 65s, 66 kilos, with my food higher than what it is now, I know I will look good.
Yeah.
So it is good to definitely have that experience where you've been at different body weights.
Yeah, defo.
Like when I was at like 66 and a half coming down, I looked way softer than I do now. It's madness how much just having a bit more food does to the physique, and it does genuinely bring you back to life.
Yeah. I think for me, that point's about 96, 97 full.
Yeah, when you've
which
been
is
reversing
probably
out.
like
And what are you now?
about 96.
Yeah.
So another kilo off. And
Yeah,
then,
so you come down to 95, and then once you've pushed back up around a kilo.
and then hopefully like a kilo of carbs, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's like the same with me. Like 95's, I don't think I'll get any lower than this, but you don't know.
Yeah.
And
and then maybe like 6 Voddy Cokes.
I can't wait.
And
I'm so excited.
I'll be diced.
We need to decide as well, right? We actually need a comment down below to decide this. Can we do a poll?
Maybe.
Do we do the pod first thing in the morning after we've been on a night out?
I think I might be able to put a poll thing up here. So hopefully it will flash up now if I can actually do
It'd
the
be good to to know what the viewers would rather see. First thing in the morning, post like we've been there a couple of days after a night out, etc. Or
post coffee, like maybe midday.
Yeah, it won't be morning. It'll be more like midday because we'll be sleeping. Or we could do it after a few days, after we've had some pre-drinks, or whilst we're pre-drinking.
Could be a bit nutty, that.
Would we be a bit more active and excited because we know we're about to go out?
Maybe we do both.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to do both.
But we'll definitely do one. I think it would be very cool to do it, just before sunset.
Yeah, it's still light. We can all be sat there with our tops off.
Would be pretty cool.
Having a Voddy Coke.
Chatting was.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
So yeah, that's my end of diet plans, and then go Havar, and then get into a gaining phase again.
Get back pushing body weight up.
Speaking of which, I really want to set some like specific gaining phase performance goals.
Yeah, like milestones.
Yeah. Pressing the 50s is back on the DBs again, which will be a long time coming, really.
I do think because you are so business minded, you probably have a lot more business goals than you do training goals.
Yeah. So
whereas I'm the opposite.
I need to set them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you may set them, like in the past you've probably set them, but you've probably not been like that fussed, or you've not written them down, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that will definitely benefit you.
Yeah. And then another goal of mine is to actually just like run the same movements for a long time.
Yeah. There's no need to change, is there?
No. I think I've played around in RT for enough time now to actually understand like which ones are good,
so now you sort of set yourself up.
The leg day should pretty much stay the same.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's possible, but I'd love to get up to 3 plates on that Smith squat.
You'll do that.
The DB press, really want to get that up. I want to get back to RDLing because that's been washed recently.
Yeah.
Whether that'll happen or not, I'm not sure because of the old back. And I really want to be able to curl more than the 20s because I've been stuck on the 20s.
Yeah, it's so hard to break that barrier.
So if I can do that, I think I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah.
I'll probably think of some more stuff, but
it's definitely good to set those performance-related goals.
Yeah. And movements that are cool as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll set them roughly for like machine lateral raise.
Yeah.
But you want to get excited for some stuff.
I do think as well, if you are someone who's like us and you're trying to play around with different bits of kit, the best time to probably do it, like potentially not at the back end of a diet, but back end of a diet into a reversal.
Yeah.
Like that's your time then. As long as you're still training hard, you're still going to be getting stimulus from whatever you do.
Yeah.
But you can really like nail down your exercise selection, your split, things like that. And then you've got it set.
Yeah.
And it's ready to go from the start of when you're like, okay, I'm into a gaining phase now.
I've sort of tried to do that the last 2 weeks or so.
That's what I've been doing as well. Just play around with stuff and see what actually feels good.
Because if you do it over a 2-week period, great. If you do it over a 2-month period, not great.
Yeah. You're just wasting time then.
Yeah. So if you're going to play around with stuff and find what you like,
just do it. Just go for it. Yeah, just go for it.
But like I say, I think I've got it pretty nailed now. I really like that tricep extension.
I'm going to give that a go on Saturday.
I've just done a reel on it actually. I'm going to post.
Yeah.
But that
just
is
overlay the clip because it does look really good.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep that in for sure. And I don't know whether to replace the machine tricep extension with that or just my normal.
Oh, you've been doing
down.
the machine?
Yeah. It's good. It's just getting a bit of elbow pain now I've gotten stronger at it.
I need to find a press down that I like really enjoying going with.
Yeah.
I just usually use just a straight bar. 1 week it feels amazing. The next I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
It's very strange. But I feel like that, the one you've been doing, will feel good.
Yeah.
I think for me, a lot of the time it's like a stability aspect.
Yeah.
So my triceps aren't that strong, but I'm decently strong.
Yeah.
I just struggle with stabilising myself when I'm doing a press down.
Yeah.
So that could be a good option.
Get it cooking.
Yeah.
It's good because I do the cable press before as well, so it's just like...
Straight on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, questions?
Might do a little unboxing
Oh, yeah, do
first.
the unboxing, yeah. Go on.
So, I've just purchased this camera, which,
It's the camera you're watching on right now as well. Same
I'm obviously
camera,
excited
guys.
to see it, but I know what it looks like.
Even I'm excited. I don't know why.
Now, the only concern is I got this from a company that I've not ordered from before. The reviews look good, but it was like concerningly cheap in comparison.
What should be just like an M50 shoved into it?
Yeah, no.
ZV body.
So I was slightly concerned about that, but I'm pretty sure we should be all good. I've not been scammed.
We've done this for you guys, for the pod level up.
Yeah.
General content will level up again. And we were saying this the other day, right? We actually don't think there's anyone really, like genuinely out there, who does match our level of content, other than like your influencers who have like editors, videographers, and things like that. But you're just standard coaches.
It's funny, isn't
We
it?
are
Like,
we are pretty good at the old content stuff, I'd say anyway, in terms of the quality.
yeah. Like, obviously, there's the... I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we do this to get more clients.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah,
But we also enjoy doing the pod, and we do doing YouTube and stuff like that.
yeah, like it is fun.
And for me especially, it really, really annoys me when something doesn't look good.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh no, I'm not posting.
yeah, it looks shit. I'm not posting that.
it.
You got to think as well, right? With coaching, if there is any coaches out there, your content almost reflects your service as well.
Yeah.
Like if someone's looking at your content, it's super clean, looks good, edited well, things like that.
Yeah.
They'll probably have the thought of, okay, if their content's like this, then what's their coaching service going to be like?
But at the same time, there's also a place for the raw shot on
100%,
iPhone.
yeah, 100%.
It depends like what's your service, what's your coaching style,
Yeah.
and if you're
There's plenty of coaches who definitely don't have a camera who are earning way more money than us.
yeah, and this like the way they run the service is just different. So
Yeah.
you just got to stay on the same path
Yeah.
as what you enjoy watching.
Yeah, you need to do and
then
create
you
yourself.
Just do that. And I enjoy watching
We like the
people
clean
film
stuff.
on really expensive cameras.
Hey.
The ZV. So, what have we got in here? We've got a strap. Never going to be using that.
Okay, put it in the bin.
We've got a battery. That's useful. We've got... What the hell is even that? Any idea?
No idea. You sure that's a battery?
Oh, that's a
That is a
little
battery.
fluffy mic
Oh, yeah.
thing. Never going to be using that. I don't want it. 20 quid. And this
Oh
should
my, so satisfying coming out of a little bag like that with its safety cap
be the
on.
ZV.
Oh yes.
Yeah, man.
It's so on now.
Oh, I'm gassed. That's correct. What a surprise. It looks the exact same as Leo's, but
That is nice.
we're cooking. So I wonder if I can whack on your little...
The listeners right now are just going to be so vexed.
Why?
Who people aren't watching on YouTube.
Oh,
They'll
sorry,
be
yeah.
like, what are these guys doing?
We're opening a camera, by the way. So we'll whack that thing on. See if... I need to get used to where all the buttons are and stuff. I don't know if this is going to be charged up. What do you reckon?
I've never done anything with my battery.
What do you mean?
I swear when it came it was just charged, and since then I've never done anything with it.
Really?
Yeah, never.
You've charged... We obviously charged it.
Well, I've charged it with the USB. I've never
Right.
charged the actual...
Pretty sure it needs charging.
How do you charge the battery?
You just plug it in. What do you mean?
Oh, is that how the battery charges?
Yeah.
I thought the battery and the charger was a separate thing. I thought eventually I was going to have to replace my battery. Never mind.
No, when you plug it in, it charges the battery.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Anyway, it's dead, so no footage coming.
Well,
but
that was eventful.
Yeah, that's the CV opened up. Happy days.
And if you are someone who wants to invest in a camera for your content and you've got a fairly decent amount of money knocking around, ZV, probably the best option you can get.
Yeah,
for content creation.
Yeah, for content creation.
Like you probably can't get better.
Yeah.
Really.
And also one that's small. Like this is really, really light and tiny. There's nothing worse if you're trying to vlog or something and having this like massive bulky camera thing. So anyway, that's cooking. Let's hope it actually works when I charge it up. That'll be helpful. Either that or they've just given me a plastic body and does nothing. But
do you want to just see how long we've been going for?
We'll see.
I'm just alarmed on how long we have on the SD. It was 54 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we're cooking.
Right.
I'll slam through some poddy woo, Kiwi woos.
Quick cues. This is actually a good one from James Taylor. Didn't know he still listened to the pod, so thanks, James.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciated. Right, so it says, can either of you see yourself stepping away from BB and going down a different avenue? I want to preface this, right? I am not a bodybuilder. I know I compete and things like that, but I would not class myself as a bodybuilder. I think if you're classing yourself as a bodybuilder, one, you need to be at a really high level and actually live your life like a bodybuilder all the time.
Yeah.
Which I don't, because it's not what I want to do. And I can still make good progress doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I'm a bodybuilder. What should we call it?
I'd say your identity isn't a bodybuilder. You compete in bodybuilding.
Which again probably does make me a bodybuilder.
And then I'm kind of one step down, like I build my body.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't compete and
maybe sort of means like stepping away from like your sole focus being like physique development, what we'll call it, and go down a different avenue.
That's a good question. I mean, he's obviously been doing a lot of running stuff, which is quite cool to see, to be fair.
Yeah.
I know he's doing a charity event.
He's running to Buckingham Palace, isn't he?
Yeah, a little shout out for bro. He's going from...
You just chat, I'm going to go for a wee.
Yeah. So James is going from Gainsborough all the way to Buckingham Palace in less than 50 hours, I think it is. And he's doing it all for charity. So you can go onto his page. Let me just have a look. Where is it? JTF_coaching. And let's see. Is it in his link tree? Let me have a quick gander. Yeah. 250 kilometer ultra marathon. Just Giving page. And he's got a big target. I think he's trying to raise 3,000, something around there. So if you've got any spare wonga and you want to donate to the cause, then feel free to do so. What is it? I think it's a BFS, Bossum Family Support is the charity. So shout out to James for doing that. Fair play. That is some effort.
Go donate if you can.
Yeah. So to answer his question, I would say I have always had a bit of a balance anyway between sport and this bodybuilding, muscle building journey. I've always either played cricket or rugby throughout it. So I guess you could kind of say I'm already in different aspects. But from a training style perspective, I think I could see myself doing more cardio work, maybe doing some sort of cardiovascular events at some point. But my vision would be, you see those guys that are kind of jacked and then run a marathon. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That guy's pretty cool.
I think so cool. Like George Armstrong?
Yeah.
Aura.
Yeah. He's got a serious rig. Bit weird what he was talking about in his story.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen him speak like that. I was a bit weirded out.
All right, that's a bit odd. But he's got a serious rig. He's got a lot of muscle, and he can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
To do that, you've got to get some muscle first.
Yeah.
So, the other stuff, the cardio stuff, I still do it. It's just less of a progressive focus at the minute. So I could probably transition. I don't think I'll ever go do like, be a serious Hyrox athlete.
Yeah.
But I can do other stuff.
Something
for sure
that you could potentially do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, like, throughout my rugby, which was only a few years ago, I did so much of that stuff, I almost got sick of it because it was like pretty grueling. And at that point, I was like, just let me spend some time actually concentrating on going to the gym. So that's what I'm doing right now. What about you, mate?
Oh, bloody hell, I just splashed the mic.
Oh.
So I think for me, because the sort of past, 5 years has been incredibly dedicated to physique development. I've not played any other sport. Like, I play six-side football now, but that's only been the past few months. I stopped playing football, and that's when I got into the gym. So since then, it's been all gym. Like, even when I was in sixth form, I was like super serious about the gym. And obviously now I've competed. It's probably like the biggest part of my life now.
Yeah.
Like every single day. I can't ever see myself stepping away from that personally. I think like hypertrophy based training will always be my baseline of training.
Yeah.
And I'll probably always do it now for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I agree. Some form
100%
of it within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe when I get to like 50, 60, I might just be doing like 3 sessions.
Yeah.
But I think at least till I'm like 35.
He's got his phasing set out till he's 60.
Yeah, literally. I've got my timeline set out. But I think at least until I'm like 35, it'll probably just be as I am now. After that, I think what I would like to do is have physique development and like hypertrophy training again, as I said, as my baseline. Like I might do 4 sessions, for example. But on top of that, I might just do like 2 or 3 conditioning sessions.
Yeah.
Where I do like some sprints or something like that. It makes me like a bit more athletic, basically, in my older age.
Yeah.
I'd like to be good at swimming.
Yeah.
Which I know James does. I'd like to be a good swimmer.
Which you are not right now,
No,
let's
I'm
be honest.
awful at swimming. As you know from the pod the other day, bro's swimming vertically. Bro's on a vertical doggy paddle.
Bro swims like he's a seahorse.
Yeah, I actually am so bad at swimming. I just bob along and hopefully the sea just takes me in the direction I want to go. So potentially a bit of swimming, but probably not.
Yeah.
I just think I'll always be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? For anyone that's like not just bothered about gaining muscle, like you want to be healthier, you want to feel better, move better, be stronger, etc. To do all of that, grow muscle, and it's generally the best way to do all of that.
All of them.
Yeah. If you're just trying to be healthy, if you're going to focus on one thing, it would be growing muscle.
Yeah.
If you want to live for ages, it would be growing muscle.
Literally.
Like, there's so many more reasons to grow muscle
rather than just being aesthetic.
Other than just looking cool. Granted, that's a pretty good reason.
It's the best reason.
It is fantastic. But there's so many other factors that come into it. So, like, whether it's health or energy or feeling good, looking good, performing well, being able to move around, like, grow muscle. And it's going to help you out so much.
Yeah, you're going to be so much healthier when you get older.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, one thing I always say, right, is I want to be that guy, like, when you're a dad.
Yeah.
I want to be that one where your kids, everyone, and all your kids' friends are like, fucking hell, your dad's massive.
You're doing the school sports day, taking like 2 lanes.
Yeah, you're huge. You go to pick your kids up from school and all the MILFs are obsessed with you. That's literally all I want in my life when I get older.
That's a brilliant goal.
You're just like the school DILF.
Yeah, the Don.
And it will happen.
I was going to say I might be the silver fox, but I'll probably be the bald fox if you're realistic.
Bro's going to be the bald fox.
Anyway.
It is what it is.
Next cue, I think I've got a couple. I don't want to drag this on too long.
Yeah, 43 minutes. We've got 54 total on the camera.
Should we do one more question?
Yeah.
I'll pick the best one. 1 second. So, yeah, that's what's most illegitimate diet hack, not drink diet pop. Talking borderline legal hacks. That's what Fat Elite 12.
Oh, he follows me as well.
B asked, would you rather fight 100 seagulls or a horse?
A horse.
Probably a horse, I think. Seagulls are like going to peck out your eyes.
Yeah, 100 of them as well. Jesus.
Guy asked, London pod episode, if you ever bother coming.
We're doing Havar episode, man.
Yeah, Havar first.
Guy doesn't understand, right? Just because he's unemployed, he gets to do what he wants. So we can't just like spawn down to London. I get he's been there a long time. We probably should have gone.
Yeah, we should.
But yeah, it is hard at the minute though for us to actually find time to do stuff because much as we can, it's like I'm so obsessed with maximising every single day.
Yeah,
as best as possible.
Yeah, it's more about...
It sounds so cringe because we're 22 years old, but...
Like, we'll go on holiday and we'll have that time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my enjoyment.
I agree. Like, you've got to find time, right? But if it's a weekend, most of the time I'm playing cricket. I'd go at the weekend. It feels more all right. Yeah. So if we get a date booked in, I can tell cricket that I can't play, then
we'll
fine. Go. But throughout, like, midweek... I just feel like an absolute bum.
I can't just be having a day off, unfortunately. As much as we actually can do that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Not until I'm doing 50k a month, then I might consider it.
Yeah. Pulling in $1 million a month.
Then I might.
Put your votes down below. Just put your hand up. If we do $1 million a month, we'll just give you all money.
Yeah.
Early listeners. Just got to reach some billionaires. That's my new niche, actually. I coach
billionaires.
20 to 30-year-old billionaires. How many is there? Probably about 2.
Like that bro from RT with his... he's not 20 to 30, but bro from RT with his 300 Lamborghinis.
I coach 20 to 30-year-old guys named Mark Zuckerberg. Do you want coaching, mate?
Cooking.
Probably going to be watching. So I'll make a reel out of it and I'll see it on Instagram. Anyway, we'll leave the pod there. Decent poddy woo.
Oh, it's tired me out, that pod.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed
here as well, guys. So.
Yeah, for real. We'll see you next week with double cam action. And we're off to play some footy tonight, so let's get warmed up.
Good day.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. Links below. Ciao.
See you.